Have you ever marveled at the resilience of nature? Take, for instance, the tiny mustard seed. It's easy to overlook, yet it has the potential to become a thriving, expansive tree. In today's fast-paced world, where significance is often measured by grand gestures and loud accomplishments, the parable of the mustard seed reminds us of the power of that seemingly small and insignificant little seed. Stay tuned today because we're going to finish our four-part series on learning from the stories of Jesus with having faith like a mustard seed.
You're teaching me with my imperfections, reaching me when I run the other direction. I'm undone.
Laura faced overwhelming challenges in her career and her personal life. Often she felt lost and hopeless, but one day she stumbled across a small church that was tucked away back in the quiet corner of her community. And inside she heard a pastor speak about the faith of a mustard seed. Well, this intrigued Laura, so she decided to explore it even further. And with each passing day, Laura nurtured her own mustard seed of faith. Despite having doubts and setbacks, she believed that even the smallest amount of faith could spark incredible change in her life. As she immersed herself in prayer and reflection, Laura noticed subtle shifts in her circumstances. Doors that were once closed began to open, and opportunities for growth and healing, they emerged where there was once only despair. In time, Laura's mustard seed of faith blossomed into a flourishing tree, providing shade and shelter for her. Through trials and triumphs, she discovered the changing power and unwavering belief that she had. It was a reminder, even in the darkest moments, that tiny seed of faith could illuminate the path for her, and she could have a lot of hope and renewal. The mustard seed is used many times in the Bible to bring home a point, and I want us to look at some of those points today. First of all, let's look at having faith as a mustard seed. So what does faith like a mustard seed even mean? In Matthew 17:20 it says this, "Because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." And just as a mustard seed holds immense growth potential, even the tiniest bit of faith can lead to some incredible outcomes. And we have to look, Jesus often criticized the disciples of being of little faith when they fell short spiritually. And for example, you look and see that in Matthew 8:26. And this shows a small amount of faith is not all that is necessary to accomplish great things. It's more likely that Jesus' parable there, the mustard seed, relates not to its initial size, but rather to what it can be accomplished. Now, continuing onward, let's analyze the kingdom's expansion. In Matthew 13:31 through 32, it says, "He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted it in his field. Though it's the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of the garden plants. It becomes a tree so that the birds come and perch in its branches." Jesus compares his Father's kingdom to a mustard seed that flourishes into a large tree. And this parable symbolizes the exponential expansion of God's kingdom, which started from very humble beginnings, but it spread far and wide. Now, let's turn our attention to perseverance and faith. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." This verse should encourage you to persevere in your trust in God's promises, knowing He is faithful to fill them. Now we're going to transition to our next point, and we're going to explore active faith. James 2:26 says, "As the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without deeds is dead." And this reminds us that true faith is not merely a passive belief, but a dynamic force that motivates action. As followers of Christ, our faith should be evident in how we live our lives and how our commitment to advancing God's kingdom through the acts of love and service was truly something to see. As we conclude, let's take to heart the profound lesson of the mustard seed. Just as that tiny seed holds the potential for immense growth, so does our faith in God. I want you to commit to nurturing our faith, watering it with prayer, feeding it with Scripture, and cultivating it through acts of love and service. In doing so, we tap into God's infinite power and invite His miracles to unfold in front of us in our lives. As we step out in faith, may we be vessels of His grace, radiating His love and His light to those around us. And my prayer for you is that you see an extraordinary growth of God's kingdom within yourself and in your community as lives are being transformed and hope is being restored and His glory shines forth. With faith as our guiding force, we need to walk on this journey of change together, trusting in God's promise to lead us into the individual's lives with the greatest needs. Have a great week, and I'll see you back next Monday morning on Monday Mornings with Michael. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can receive notifications when we post new content.